Good morning, everyone. I am Amari Pangkatan. I'm going to discuss the distribution, movement, and fate of toxin in environment. Toxin chemical can move through the food chain from one trophic level to the next. This movement of toxin can lead to bioaccumulation and biomagnification of toxin chemical in different organisms at each trophic level of the food chain. Now, now we will go to meta language, a toxicology, a scientific discipline that overlaps with biology, chemistry, pharmacology, and medicine involves studying an adverse effect of chemical substance on living organisms and diagnosing and treating exposure to toxins. It is a field of science that helps us understand the harmful effect and chemical substance or situation can have people, animals, and the environment. Allergen is an antigen that produce an abnormally potent immune response where the immune system targets and fight a threat or an invader that could potentially harm the body. Allergens are recognized by the immune system to cause an allergen reaction. In some people, the immune system recognizes allergen as a foreign or dangerous. As a result, the immune system reacts by making a type of antibody called IgE to defend against the allergen. Then, then antigen is a substance that is represent on surface or pathogen that binds to an antigen, specifically antibody B cell antigen receptor. The presence of antigen causes antibody formation, immunogens, and trigger the body immune response. Antigen defined in biology, any of various substances that, when recognizing as non-self, the immune system will trigger an immune response. Like for example, allergen, blood group antigen, or HLA substance on surface of foreign cells, toxins, and neurotoxin. It is referring to toxins that are destructive to nerve tissue. Neurotoxins are an expensive class of exogenous chemical, neurological insult that can adversely affect function in both developing and mature nervous tissue. Neurotoxin is a synthetic or naturally occurring substance damage, destroy, or impair the functioning of central and or the nervous system. Neurotoxin may damage neurons, axons, and or the glia, resulting in loss of specific nuclei and or axonal tracts or demyelination. Now, mutagens are physical or chemical agents that cause an increase in DNA modification by altering organism or DNA. A mutagen is a chemical or physical agent that has the ability to change our genetic code in harmful way. The change in genetic code is called mutation. Mutation, and through our life, we actually accumulate many mutation within our cells, and our body has the ability to recognize and repair this mutation. Then, tetratogens, any agent that can disrupt embryonic or fetal development, cause a child con congenital disability, or may completely cause the pregnancy. These agents include radiation, maternal infection, and chemicals or drugs. A tetrodotoxin It is an agent that causes an abnormally following fatal explosion during pregnancy. Tetrodotoxin are usually discovered after the increased prevalence of a particular birth defect. For example, in the early 1960s, a drug known as thalidomide was used to treat morning sickness. Then solubility, an ability of a solute to dissolve in a solvent and measure in terms of maximum solute amount dissolved to produce a saturated solution. A solubility is a degree to which substance dissolve in solvent to make solution, usually expressed as a gram of solute per liter of solvent. Solubility of one fluid, liquid, or gas, in other way, be complete, totally miscible methanol or water, or partial oil and waters dissolved only slightly. Then presents organic pollutants of POPs, organic compounds are resistant to biochemical, photo, photolytic, and other environmental degradation process. Because of this, POPs are sometimes called forever chemical, which can bioaccumulate with potentially detrimental effect on ecological and human health. Toxic present organic pollutants are toxin chemicals that adversely affect human health and environment around the world because they can transport by the wind, water, and most generated in one country can do affect people, wildlife far from they are used to release. Then acute effect, a physiological reaction in human or animal body which cause serve symptoms that could rapidly develop through acute exposure to toxic substance. However, it may lead to chronic health effect if the cause is not removed exposure to toxic substance. However, it may lead to chronic health effect if the cause is not removed. Is a acute effect is a physiological reaction in human or animal body resulting in serious symptoms that develop rapidly during short term. Acute exposure to toxin or chemical or substance. Symptoms are dangerous and severe but often subside after the exposure stops. Then chronic effect, an adverse effect on animal or human body with symptoms that develop slowly due to prolonged and continuous exposure to low concentration of hazardous substance. Chronic explos chronic effect or chronic exposure result in eye damage, kidney kidney degeneration, and central nervous system. It is a carcinogene to nasal passage or pharynx and the respiratory tract. A dose response relationship exists between exposure and damage to reproductive system. Risk assessment, a combined effort of identifying and analyzing potential event can negatively affect individual assets and even environment. It also makes mindful judgments on tolerability of the risk analysis and examine factor influencing it. It is a potential hazard that can be considered or identifying during risk assessment include natural disaster, utility outage, and cyber attacks and power failure. Then the risk management, the evaluation, prioritization, and identification of risks followed by coordinated and economical application of result to control, monitor, and minimize the probability or impact of unfortunate event or maximize the realization of opportunities. The risk management is the process of identifying, monitoring, and managing potential risks in order to minimize the negative impact they may have on organization. Example of a potential risk include security, branches, data loss, cyber attack, system failure, and natural disaster. Soil horizon, a layer parallel to surface of the soil whose biological, chemical, and physical characteristics differ from the layer above the beneath horizon are defined in many cases by noticeable physical features, mainly color and texture. Most soil have a three major horizon, the A, B, and C. And some have an organic horizon D or O. The horizon O humans organic, mostly organic matters such as decomposing levels. The O horizon is thin in some soil and thick in other and not present at all others. Then macronutrients. Uh, macronutrients. Nutrients that provide calories or energy and are required in large amount to maintain body function and carry out daily activity. The macronutrients are nutrients that provide calories or energy and are required in large amount to maintain body function and carry the activities of daily life. And the micronutrients. Micronutrients in small quantity include vitamin, microminerals, and trace elements such as iron, cobalt, and chromium, copper, iodine, magnesium, selenium, and zinc, molybdenum. Micronutrients are nutrients that are required by the body in lesser amount for its growth and development. They play a major role in metabolic activity of any body. These include vitamins and minerals. Since our body cannot produce vitamins and minerals, they are taken externally from different food products. Pesticide, a chemical compounds used to eliminate pests such as insects, rodents, fungi, and weeds. These chemicals are also used in public health to kill disease vectors. Example, mosquitoes and pests that damage crops. Pesticides are chemical substances that are meant to kill pests. In general, a pesticide is chemical of biological agents such as virus, bacterium, antimicrobial, or disinfectant that deters insecticides, kills pests. Then herbicides. Pesticides used to kill unwanted plants, weeds. There are selective herbicides that exactly target weeds by interfering with its growth without harming the desired crop. Herbicides are a chemical used to manipulate or control undesirable vegetable. Herbicide application occurs most frequently in row crop farming, where they are applied before or during planting to maximize crop productivity by minimizing other